Working on a 2015 Honda Civic Hybrid. And I'm about to do the front wheel bearings on it. I had to take it off and press them out and press them in with the press. Let's get started. I mean, you really don't have to do this, but I mean, it's just a courtesy thing. I mean, might as well. I'm already in here cleaning everything off in case I see any leaks. I can notify them. But so far, so good. Tell you one thing, it's a little dirty though. Knock all this damn dirt off. But we'll get back to it here in a second. Back on the Honda, I just took the caliper off, which is these two bolts. They go here and here. And try these. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 17 or 19 for that. And this is a 12. Yeah. I gotta take the rotor off. I gotta take the whole spindle arm out because it's a compressed bearing. So I gotta pull the whole thing out just to do it. Once I get there, I'll show y'all guys step by step. I already took off the spindle over there on the floor. You gotta loosen up the 3 bolts on the bottom, the axle bolt, the 2 bolts up here. Make sure you loosen up the speed sensor and take it out, put it out the way. Same thing with the brake line, steering knuckle, brake caliper. Them 2 bolts are the ones that hold the caliper in place, and obviously you gotta remove the rotor. This bearing was already wore out. You can already see the metal flakes coming out of it. I already popped the bearing out. It should fall right out now. Get a 30mm socket, put it in the middle. Should do all the work. You got to make sure that you do grab them on these ears perfectly fine, and make sure when you're putting pressure on it that you're not harming them. Bearing's already out. I just got to remove the race and finish taking the whole bearing race out. Boom, fell right out. Put this up here real quick. And grab the socket out the way. But the bearing should be out already. That race that's right here, the one with the 2 little points, I gotta remove that before I press the bearing out. We'll get to that in a second. I already got the snap ring out. You're gonna need a screwdriver, but it goes in here. I gotta clean it up a little bit. We'll clean the whole, once I remove that bearing, I'm gonna clean the whole area up, but you do need some snap ring pliers and a flathead screwdriver. And make sure when you're holding tension, just squeezing it in, you put the flathead screwdriver and put your hand over it so when it pops up, it doesn't go flying and hit you. But so far, it's already out. I just gotta get a different bearing, older bearing, and see if I can press this old one out. We'll be back to that in a second. I'm getting the bearing out right now as we speak. It's already coming out. I should drop it any minute now. Straight through. It's coming. About to let go already. Straight through. I already prepped the knuckle. I already cleaned it up from inside and out. Cleaned it really good. Now it's time to press the new bearing on. And when you do put the bearing in, you gotta do the process the same way, but the opposite way. Now, I got a brand new bearing and a new spindle with it. Well, it's part of the hub. You could use the old one, but since I ordered the whole kit, it came with the studs and everything brand new for the customer. Bearing, and I just gotta reuse the C-clip and that's it. I'm already putting the new one in. Like I said, I already cleaned the knuckle, everything. I lubed it, I always lube them. You gotta make sure when you're pressing it down, you have a nice even plate on top, which I got a pretty thick ass one, so I'm pretty sure it won't hub the hub. And press down until that bearing bottoms out. And then you're gonna start with after you finish doing that, then you're gonna put the old bearing on top of it to finish pushing it the rest of the way. But while you do this, always make sure that you don't, it doesn't bind or anything. Keep an eye on it while you're going down with it. Everything looks good so far. Let's keep going. There you go. That lube helps it out a lot too. And I'll show you right now when I get the spindle out. You got to make sure that when you put this bearing in, that magnetic side is in the inside. Because if not, your ABS sensor won't read it. Almost about to bottom out. And then once it does, there, it bottom out there with that. You go back and you redo it again. Oh, you gotta be careful, you don't want to hurt yourself either. See how right now it's nice and flat? Everything looks good. Now we take the old one and we put it right there, same spot. I might have to move this template down because I don't have no room to put the plate. But let me get back to y'all guys in a second with that. Here we go again. I already cleaned up the snap ring. Cleaned the whole surface on. The new bearings already in. I just got to put this bad boy back here. Let me see if I could put this foam something where you guys can see. I hope y'all can. I might have to use a different type of plier snap ring. If I could just there, got it. Nice. Everything is already in, but I'm gonna grab a hammer and a little flathead screwdriver and I'm gonna punch it in all the way around and make sure it's locked in place. Snap ring is nice in place. Bearings already in. I just got to press the new hub in and this car will be ready to install. This is the magnetic one where the ABS sensor runs in right here in that little hole. You got to make sure this magnetic piece, if you're installing this bearing, is facing this way. Because if it's facing the opposite way, you're going to have an ABS light on. Just letting you know. I'm getting it on already. I just wanted to make sure I got it started before I brought y'all guys along. But when you're pressing it on, twist it. I'm gonna try to do it since I have y'all on here, but you're supposed to twist it and go down with it. If you feel any kind of binding, stop, because you will destroy the damn bearing. But you're gonna keep going until there's no gap in here. Keep moving it back and forth, make sure. On the bottom, the gap is closing up. And you want to press only right in the center, not all the way to the end. feels really good still loose. It's supposed to feel just like that when you're putting it on. It's getting there. The gap is closing up. Feels good. The gap is definitely closing up even more. But it's still real good. Nice. I think we're all the way in. I don't think there's no more gap. I'm gonna give it a little snug. Yeah, it's all the way done. This hub's already done. Customer was only replacing this one side because he said that was the bad one. But I'm pretty sure the back ones are too, but I ain't gonna be able to find out once. Well, I'm pretty sure they are because when I drove it, I heard there's noise coming from the back too. These were already going, so that's the reason why I let it replace it. The metal shavings were already sticking out of it. But once this is eliminated, he's gonna come back and we're gonna do the rear of the car too. But everything looks good. Brand new again. That was a socket that fell, but there you go. That's how you install a bearing on a Honda Civic Hybrid 2015. I'll get back to y'all guys once I get this knuckle back in with the new hub. We already got our bearing installed. Now I'm gonna clean this whole CV axle right here. Lube it a little bit before I put it in. But I'll get back to you once I do that. And have this bearing back already, this whole spindle back in. Brand new hub bearings already in. The new studs and everything. I already punched in the lock. I already put in the speed sets right here. I already put in the tie rod in. I gotta put in the little clip that goes in there. There's a little hole in it. That's where this little clip goes in. It's like a safety clip. It keeps it from popping out. I feel like we push it in with this. Oh, there you go. And you grab yourself a pair of needle nose pliers and see if I can do this with one hand. I normally twist both of them towards the same way, but just do it how they normally do it at the dealer. Press it. There you go. That's not cutting anywhere. Already locked in place. The only thing I do now is just put the rotor on and the caliper and we're done. The rotor has these two small bolts right here, which line up right here with the hub. Once I lock that in place, and then I put the last two bolts, those last two bolts right here for the caliper that go on each here. And you should be done. That's the way you do an installation on a 2015 Honda Civic Hybrid. That's how you do the hub. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The hub's already in, everything is in place. Caliper is locked in, top, bottom bolts are in, axle, everything's locked in place. Hose is back in place. Speed sensor, the strut mount, everything's hooked up already. I just got to throw the tire on and we're all done.